Good evening and welcome to Channel 8 Sports and Girls High School Soccer. Hi, I'm John Meggiolaro and I'm being joined tonight by Jim Allinder as we bring you the East Brunswick Bridgewater Raritan East girls soccer match. And Jim, this could be a good one.
It's going to be a good one, John. Both teams are evenly matched. I know that's quite a statement when you consider that East Brunswick is the defending state Group 4 champions. But I think a good way to measure this game tonight is to look at a common opponent, and we know that East Brunswick finally lost last week to Westfield by a 2-1 score.
Yeah.
And interestingly enough, the 1-0 loss that Bridgewater Raritan absorbed was also to Westfield. So both of these teams have lost to the same opponent, yet both had good games. Talking to Luke Hosa, the East Brunswick coach, he says that his team outshot Westfield by a 26-4 margin.
Wow.
Had 3 shots hit the crossbar, 4 open nets were missed, and they were outplayed.
Yeah.
East Brunswick outplayed Westfield, there's no doubt about it. And that was a similar situation with Bridgewater East. So we're looking forward to a good game here tonight. The Bears are probably as a blessing in disguise. That loss may have motivated them a little bit more. Kosa says that they're practicing well, and I think it was also evidenced by the fact that they shut out Saraville by a 7-0 score a couple of days later.
Yeah.
Big scorer, of course, is Lisa Gagno. She had 2 more goals than that.
Well, Lisa's moving down on her own record, I believe, for goals in a season. East Brunswick comes in 6-1. Bridgewater Raritan, Bridgewater rather East.
Yes.
7-1, and probably 2 of the better programs, not only in the state but maybe on the East Coast in terms of high school soccer. When you look around and you talk to other soccer coaches, and even in talking with Lou Cosa, you know, the notoriety that East Brunswick has received in terms of not only the Star Ledger but USA Today and other newspapers, it's a quality program, first class program. And the same with Bridgewater East. We're going to see some excellent soccer, I think, tonight. And for people who don't normally watch soccer, I would suggest that you stay glued to the sets, because the girls play a very interesting brand of soccer in that a lot of passing, looking for the open person, you know, a lot of teamwork and team effort. And part of that, obviously, is the coaching of Lou Cosa.
Yeah.
So we're about ready to go here at East Brunswick's J. Doyle Field. It's the Bears, the Lady Bears, taking on Bridgewater East in girls soccer. And we'll be back in just a moment. All right, Jim, we're about ready to get underway here. East Brunswick and Bridgewater East. Kind of disappointed in the crowd in a way.
Well, they always have a tendency to come in a little bit late, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I would have. I would have expected a much larger crowd for this game. This probably is going to be the confrontation regular season in Central Jersey Group 4. So, in any event, we have a score to report. The junior varsity team won 4-0 over the Bridgewater East counterparts earlier, and a big win this afternoon by the boys varsity, defeating Westfield 1-0. And Westfield was ranked, I believe, number 3 by the New York Star Ledger, and really one of the quality programs in the state of New Jersey. So for the Bears to win 1-0, and as we know, they had lost a very disappointing 4-2 overtime game to St. Joseph's this past, well, actually last week, and that brought their record to 5-3. So now with the Westfield victory, that brings their record to 6-3. And I think we both agree that the boys varsity, once they get untracked, they're probably going to be the team to reckon with in Central Jersey. I really do, well, certainly in the greater Middlesex Conference. I think just because St. Joseph has beaten them twice, and I think they lost to North Brunswick once, when it comes to tournament time, John, I think we can watch the Bears probably do well.
Yeah, I think one thing we need to keep in mind about the boys soccer team, and that is they've had some injuries. And the competition is very keen in that GMC Red Division. And Charlie King and Dan Hastings have not shied away from playing some of the tougher teams in the state outside of their conference. So the record, I think, is somewhat deceiving, and I tend to agree with you, Jim. I think they'll be there when the time is right.
And that's how you get better, John, by playing quality teams. We're looking down at the East Brunswick group as they're gathering together. We have an opportunity. We'll give you the starting lineup for the Bears. In goalie, I believe it's going to be Amy Gorney. We haven't verified that yet, but we'll find out. And on the back line, Lori Feller, we're going to be the sweeper. Chris Manuel, Katie Gilliland, and Amy Graff will be playing stopper. And at midfield, Erica Runyon, Lynn Bauer, and Debbie Kirshner. And the forwards will be high-scoring Lisa Gagno, number 9. We'll watch her. Leanne Swartz and Lauren De, how do you say that?
De Arajo, I believe.
De Arajo, okay. And she's the lone sophomore starting on this East Brunswick club. And if Lou has a regret about this team, it's that the majority of the players, majority of the starters are seniors. So he's already looking ahead to next year. And for Bridgewater East, I'll give the starting lineup, John.
Sure.
Okay. Number 18 in goal is going to be Jenny Blazier. Joan Howlett is going to be at the left fullback. Number 8, Kelly Schwartzfeger. Number 2 is going to be at split wing. Susan Miffenbacher, number 13, is going to be the stopper with Kelly O'Neill, 31, right fullback. Andrea Kukalis, number 33, is the left halfback. And Chris Watson, number 5, at the corner halfback. Dawn Clancy, number 3, at the right halfback. Sarah Gorno, number 15, left wing. Carrie Webster, number 17, is the striker, and she's one to watch. And Janice Ferrante, number 10, is the right wing. And the Bridgewater East team is coached by Bob Morris. Lou Cosa, of course, is the coach of East Brunswick.
Okay, you see the introductions of the Bridgewater East team. They're in red shorts with blue tops. They are the visiting team, as we're at J. Doyle Stadium on a rather chilly night, October night, but a good night, I would think, for soccer.
Oh, the conditions are perfect. The field, as always, is just in excellent shape. And I just continue to marvel at this because there's so many games played on this field, yet it continues to be in good shape. And we mentioned it when we televised football, but you just have to give a lot of credit to Charlie King, the athletic director, and the crew, the grounds crew, for maintaining the field conditions the way they are. And as you know, in high school soccer, you play, in New Jersey anyway, you play 4 15-minute quarters, four 20-minute quarters, running time. The only time the clock stops is for injury or perhaps a penalty shot or something like that. But that is a sort of a bone of contention among some of the coaches, I understand. And as you see, the East Brunswick team huddling together just before the start. And they're rather excited about this game, John.
I would think they should be. As you said, coming off that loss to Westfield and then blowing out, I believe it was Saraville, right, Jim?
Yes, 7-0.
So, and, let's face it, Saraville is not the quality of opponent that a Westfield or a Bridgewater East is, and I think they have something to prove here tonight.
Mm-hmm. Well, one thing I've noticed already is the goaltender for Bridgewater East looks to be about at least 6 foot tall, and her name is Jenny Blazier, and we'll have to watch her because, a quality team starts with good defense, which is East Brunswick's trademark also.
All right, we're about ready to go. The teams are on the field. East Brunswick in the home white. They'll be moving right to left on your screen. And there's a shot of that goalie from Bridgewater East, Jenny Blazer. And she is quite tall. Unusual for a soccer player.
It really is. I suspect she plays on the basketball team, too.
All right, the officials about ready to get this game underway. East Brunswick, as we said, comes in 6-1. Bridgewater East 7-1. And I think you're going to see some exciting play tonight. I'm sure Coach Cosa would like nothing better than to get on that scoreboard right away in this first period.
That's correct.
Changes the whole complexion of the game. And here's a shot on goal. Snatched in the air by, is that Amy Gorney?
I think it is. We're going to find that out.
Okay. All right, East Brunswick trying to put some pressure on Bridgewater East early. You know, Jim, in a game like this, it could be either a very tense defensive struggle or it can be a wide open scoring game. You really don't know.
Yeah, I think both teams are feeling each other out right now, but it's very obvious that the quality of play right now is really there. It's you can see that both teams have some excellent players. They move the ball well.
Nothing much has gone on. Both teams, as Jimmy said, kind of sparring it out here in the first period. One shot on goal for Bridgewater East that was taken by Gorney, the goalie. Nothing really serious. But you can see the style of play is very similar between the two teams.
Right, both very well drilled in skills, good technique. And we should watch for Lisa Gagnon, number 9 there. She's just out of your screen right now, but she'll be sort of edging forward. Lisa, number 9, by the way, is leading the team with 19 goals. So some quick math there, and you realize it's just about 2.5 goals per game. And there's the lead.
And East Brunswick looking to mount some offense.
And that was an errant pass that ended up going to be a corner kick.
It'll be a corner kick for the Lady Bears. And their first real opportunity here to test this Bridgewater East defense.
I think, John, in a game like this, corner kicks are going to probably take on a lot of importance.
Amy Graff, nice kick. Ahead just wide of the goal. Lori Feller just unable to punch it in.
Great center.
And a nice play by Blazer, the goalie. And we're going to have a dangerous position, or
a dangerous play.
Dangerous play.
Yeah, Gillihan was coming up on that. This is onside.
Bridgewater East trying to work it in. East Brunswick playing excellent defense, though. And a call against Lynn Bauer.
Player to watch for Bridgewater East is Dawn Clancy, the right halfback. She's also rather big there. Very physical.
Shot on goal. That was Missenbacher, but fielded by Gorney. Now the Bears, nice pass by Gagnon to the outside for Swartz. She has it. She's going down the right wing. See if she crosses it over. She attempts to, but it'll be a corner kick.
Right, went off the Bridgewater East defender.
Good hustle by Leanne Swartz, number 7, and a fine pass by Lisa Gagnon.
Right, Miffenbacher was the one that was defending on that.
Amy Graff again, another kick, fine kick. Inside, and just saved by Blazer.
Oh, that was close.
Right on the line.
Right. Whoever it was that took that shot just couldn't get the foot on it. And looks like we have an injury right there.
And a timeout will be called. You're right, Jim.
Can't see if we can get that number. Interesting, the names of the Bridgewater East players are on their uniforms. And you see Phil Hostler, trainer for East Brunswick, coming over to assist the injured player. It's not unusual in girls soccer and also in varsity soccer for only one trainer to be available. It's not like in football where you have everybody come to assist, so it's a mutual agreement type of thing that's worked out.
Well, the key is that someone is there with the knowledge and skills to help these athletes.
Well, she's up.
She's just getting up now. We're still looking for a number. Number 2.
Right.
And that is Kelly Schwartfeller.
That's good enough.
Schwentfeller, maybe.
Yeah, she's off the field.
And her replacement comes on, and we're about ready to start up again. No score, 14:40 to go here in the first period. East Brunswick and Bridgewater East. And so far, it's been everything we've expected. Excellent defense and some penetrating offensive play.
Something I noticed about East Brunswick, when they get in trouble or if there's nobody to pass to, they just knock it right out of bounds rather than having an interception of some sort. It's good, strong play.
Oh, they're very heady out there. They know what's going on, what to do with the ball. Good passing.
And that was some excellent contact there.
That was Lynn Bauer, number 10, hustling along. Just couldn't control the ball. And we'll have a push against the Bears.
Watch Clancy on the right side for Bridgewater.
And another fine play by Gorney.
Bridgewater East, third shot on goal. Bears also have 2.
Bears trying to get it out from their own end.
Just real nice pass, and that was an errant pass there, but you can see how the team works very well together.
Clancy will throw it in for Bridgewater East.
Oh, they caught Lisa there. No, I'll take. Okay. I thought she was blocking the player with the body, but East Brunswick gets the ball.
Amy Graff looking for someone in the middle. Bears trying to feed it back down.
Here's a chance.
Shot from the corner, rather weak. Kept in play.
Still not out of there, John.
And Schwartz. And an offside is called. So East Brunswick starting to put more pressure on Bridgewater East.
You can see that Lisa Gagno is the catalyst of that team. The rest of the players are constantly looking for her. She has good foot, good ball control. This is dangerous.
And Lori Feller able to offset any opportunity. And East Brunswick will get the ball back.
Excellent ball control.
That's Chris Manuel.
Look at the hustle by Amy Graff. I'm enjoying this game, John. This is back and forth.
Oh, and Amy Gorney just comes out.
A little dangerous.
Lori Feller trying to dump it off so that Amy could get it out of the end, and she almost missed hit it and gave Bridgewater East an opportunity. And play is getting a little rough at the center of the field. Leanne Swartz fighting her way, number 7. And we go back the other way again.
And Bridgewater East looks for that break, I can see. They're always constantly trying to front their player.
This may be a little premature, Jim, but I don't think it gets any better than this.
I'm really enjoying this.
Well, when we talked to Lou Cosa earlier this evening,
here's a chance.
Lori Feller gets it out of East Brunswick's end for the moment. Good defensive play.
And thankfully, Lori's speed was able to make up for that little lapse right there. Ball just got past her.
Started to say, Lou Cosa said this was going to be a slugfest. He really thought this was going to be a very difficult game.
Here's going to be a chance.
Shot on goal wide, but a
Offside.
push.
Is that what it was? Okay.
Yeah. Little elbow in there. Looking for some position. Picked up by the official, and so East Brunswick will have a chance to move it down into the Bridgewater East end of the field.
The Bears get the ball. You notice there the official is wearing shorts tonight. Why, I don't know. It's cold out here.
And we're down to 8 minutes to go in the first period. No score. East Brunswick and Bridgewater East. They've been back and forth, some excellent play.
I think we have some replacements, John. I think coming in for the Bears now is number 13. Well, let's see. I thought Gina Puglisi came in, but that looks to be number 22, Debbie Kirshner. I noticed that Bridgewater East has 2 players on Lisa Gagno. So she's being shadowed.
You have to be impressed by the aggressive style of play by both teams.
Yes.
And Laura Fellows there again. East Brunswick's defense rises again to the occasion. Ball down in the east end, but they're going to be able to move it out. Dan Swartz takes the errant pass. And Lynn Bauer following up. Just could not. And they're going to give it to East Brunswick. I was wondering what happened there.
Let's see if the Bears can make something out of this.
Lynn Bauer looking for Lisa Gagno. Back to Amy Graff. And good defense by Bridgewater East. East with an opportunity. Shot wide of the goal. That was number 24. And we don't have her on our program for Bridgewater East.
if she didn't start, we don't have her. I don't mean this to be funny about this, but, you know, both teams use their heads very well, which is a very important part of the game. Bridgewater East probably with a little edge in the territorial play this first quarter. But East Brunswick always dangerous.
My sense, Jim, thus far is that Bridgewater East has a very strong front line and maybe an average second line, if you will, or defense.
Well, they really haven't been tested that much as far as the defense is concerned, but you're right about that. There's size on the front line with Clancy, number 3. And they're a very physical team. Here comes East Brunswick.
If you just joined us, we have 4:02 to go in the first period here at J. Doyle Field. East Brunswick, Bridgewater East, no score. And the game has been going back and forth.
Called an offside on that. Offside is just such a... It's a game of inches in soccer when you're talking about offside, because, you know, all you have to do is just be leading just by a hair, and when the ball is kicked, and then it's whistled.
And it'll go against Bridgewater East, so the Bears will have an opportunity. And Schwartz trying to catch up to it. And good defensive play.
There's a loose ball.
Look at the speed of Lori Feller to come back on defense.
All right, that's her asset. Good play by Graff.
Here's Lynn Bauer.
There's the lead to Gagno.
Right by her. Lisa didn't even see it. Lisa turned one way and the ball went the other.
Back and forth, John.
And we're down to 2:15. Fast first period here at East Brunswick. Pass inside, looking for Gagno. But you're right, Jim. Wherever she goes, 2 East players are with her.
It's a goal kick. And a substitution for East Brunswick. It's number 15, Amy Simon, coming in. And it looks like Kirshner's going to get a rest.
Clock is running. We're down to 1:15. First period. And Amy Graff trying to get it inside. That may be impossible tonight, Jim. They're really clogging that inside.
They really are.
They're going to give East Brunswick the shot from the wing, I think, but they're not going to give Lisa Gagno or anyone else inside a chance to get off a shot. That seems to be their strategy thus far.
Here's the center.
And Amy Graff able to get it out.
She's impressed me, John.
And we'll have a trip.
She seems to be all over the field, Amy Graff.
I think of two players this first period anyway, it's been Amy Graff and Lori Feller. Down to 5 seconds.
Not
Lisa
enough time.
Gagno. And that will do it for the first period at East Brunswick. And we're scoreless.
Right. You know, just to pick up on that comment we made about the 20-minute quarters. In most high schools, you'll find that they're 40 minutes, or I think they're 60-minute halves. So you play 120 minutes of a game, and it moves fairly quickly, as you notice. 20 minutes is not a lot of time in high school soccer when you only have a stoppage of play for injuries. And right there, you know, you could have had a nice continuation of play. Yet now they're going to stop. They're going to change sides, I believe. And it's probably something that the rules makers ought to look at. Nonetheless, an interesting game, John.
Yeah, as we said, and I know we sound redundant, but back and forth, good defense, offense trying to work its way through, trying some different schemes, and we'll see if Lucosa does anything to switch things up here in the second period.
He probably doesn't have to make too many changes. He may make a few minor adjustments, as you see Cosa talking to his team now, but I think breaks are really what going to make it for East Brunswick. Really, what's going to make it for East Brunswick. They, you know, as long as Gagno stays in there, and I think if she gets her shots, she's going to put it in. So,
well, we'll see as we're about ready to get started with the second period. No score, East Brunswick, Bridgewater East.
Bridgewater has shown it has the ability to score too. They had, let's see, in the first period, I have 3 shots on goal for Bridgewater East and 2 for East Brunswick. A lot of time being taken for this timeout.
Bears are defending Group 4 state champions. Ranked #1 in the state by the Star Ledger.
Well, I suspect that's going to change, John.
After the loss to Westfield.
Right, right. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised if Westfield got the #1 ranking because they beat Bridgewater East.
East Brunswick should be no less than second, I would think. And is there a chance for the two to meet again?
Absolutely. That's the fact, because Westfield is Group 4, and if both teams, when they enter the state playoffs, move through their groups, they will meet again in the finals. But that's a long way down the road.
All right, the Lady Bears come out for second period. They are really taking their time about it.
They really are. If you notice, we've neglected to call Bridgewater East by their nickname. I understand it's the Minutemen, and the team doesn't cotton too well to being called Minutemen, so we just refer to them as East tonight.
It's understandable. And East will start off the second period.
There's Graff again.
Good pass to Schwartz. Back to Graff, a little give and go. And a good defensive play by #2. That's Schwartfeller, who was out. We saw her go out with an injury.
Right, she's
Glad
back
to see
in.
her.
However, East Brunswick gets the throw in here.
Graff, oh. East now looking for an opening. Good defensive play. Lori Feller once again.
Chris Manuel. John, the more I watch this game, it seems like whoever gets that first goal may be able to dictate the rest of the game. So East Brunswick will get a goal kick here. Very sedate crowd. Probably more analytical than anything else. They're watching this game, seeing who's going to get the first break.
And Swartz overruns it. Graff looking back for Swartz, unable to get it through. But East Brunswick will have the throw in.
Okay, East Brunswick still moving downfield here.
It's Lisa Gagno trying to edge her way in. The field must be getting quite slick now, Jim, with the moisture in the air.
Right. One thing I noticed the other night when we were televising the football game, after the game, I walked out on the field to talk to Marcus Borden, and it was as if it rained. So the moisture is definitely a factor.
Lori Feller will feed it back to Gorney. Gorney will get it down to Amy Graff.
Here you go.
And here's Lisa Gagno. Let's see if she can get something going. Shot! And Blazer with the save.
Right. That was Gina Puglisi on the shot. Probably didn't get a good one off. That was probably the best opportunity East Brunswick had tonight.
So far, yeah. And we have 16:30 to go here in the second period. Still waiting for the first score, and Leanne Swartz.
Here's a, well.
Ladies just haven't been able to get a foot on the ball.
Here's a chance.
There's Gagno, Blazer coming out, and she'll pick it up.
Right, nice reaction by the goaltender.
You can't hesitate on that play, Jim. You either come or you don't.
Exactly. And the Bears seem to be putting more pressure on now. We both groaned on that one.
And an opportunity, and again, Laura, was that Laura Feller?
And it's going to be a throw-in. Lori just punched that ball out, hoping just to clear it out, not being concerned about the goal kick.
Again, East Brunswick's defense shuts down the East. Jim, I can see a high gloss on the ball. That ball is wet, and so hitting that shoe, it can go in any direction. Let it go out. A little commentary by me. I apologize. But
well, we're fans, John. There's a lead.
Good lead pass.
And look at Gagno.
Gagno with the attempt. Debbie Kirshner with a good lead pass. Lisa Gagno just unable to get in front of that ball to put some foot into it.
And the Bears definitely starting to pick it up now.
Another opportunity. Lisa Gagno passed to Swartz, back to Gagno, and they're going to call a push.
Well, I didn't see it. Oh,
I
there's
didn't
somebody
either.
down.
I think the push was called against Lisa Gagno.
Well, and that's another Bridgewater East player down.
Clock is stopped with 13:29 to go before half. No score.
Is that Clancy down? I see a 3 on the uniform. Well, they're working on this injured player's ankle. And now she's being helped up. And that's evidence that this is a rather rough game. There's a lot of physical contact out there. One thing, John, that I've noticed, that East Brunswick probably does have an edge in the speed department. They seem to be getting to the ball a little quicker. I think Amy Graff is doing a heck of a job just getting to the ball and controlling the midfield for East Brunswick. Lori Feller is doing an excellent job on defense for the Bears, and I think sooner or later it's going to pay off.
Well, we've seen much more penetration by East Brunswick this period than we did in the first. And those are the type of opportunities you look for, where someone slips and you have an open shot.
Right.
And that's what East Brunswick's looking for, and obviously that's what Lou Cosa wants. He wants to put that kind of pressure on East.
Yeah, they're taking their time with this player down there.
Lou Cosa's going out to talk with his team as the East players went over to their sideline.
And that, I believe that is Clancy.
She's being helped off the field.
And that would be a big loss for Bridgewater East, because she is a stable force for that team.
And we should resume play in just a moment or two. Scoreless game thus far. We're in the second period, 13:29 to go to be exact.
I'd be interested to see how Bridgewater's attack will be different without Clancy in there.
Come on, give her help up there!
We also mentioned number 17, Carrie Webster, is another player to look at. And it's a drop right there.
Shot on goal. Blazers there, though.
It was a shot by Amy Graff.
Much like a face-off in hockey.
Yep. Excellent head.
Ooh, little tangle.
Well, they called obstruction on Bridgewater East, so here's going to be an indirect right for the Bears. This could be a good chance.
That was Erica Runyon, number 16, trying to get untangled from the East player. Nice kick. Very impressed with Bridgewater East in terms of their inside play. They know how to maneuver, cut off an opponent.
That they do.
They're not intimidated at all.
It looks like Cosa's ready to do some substituting. I noticed that Amy Simon, Laura Korf, and Laura Durano are getting ready to come back in. And in this type of game, substitutes are going to be important.
East Brunswick looking to clear their end, and they do. Swartz, nice pass.
And
what hustle by Leon Swartz. Pass for Gagno, and they're going to call offside.
close, very close. But all offsides are.
I don't know, Jim, when that ball's over your head, I don't know how you could be offside.
Well, the official places himself in such a position that he admittedly has a better angle than we do, so.
All right, so the Bears need to come back. We'll try to put it together one more time. 10:50 in the second period.
So here comes the substitutes. Diarano coming back in on the front line.
Good defensive play there because she was the last line of defense for Bridgewater East.
And East Brunswick using the wings.
And that may have to be their strategy this evening.
Right, get it out there. This is Korf throwing it in. And she's going to have another go at it.
Past the halfway point now in the second period. Gagno lifting one up. Blazers there, though. She was looking for Leanne Swartz.
Shot on goal. It was right on the goal. So now East Brunswick has a 6-3 edge. They have all 4 shots on goal, and Bridgewater East hasn't had one this period. So the Bears have dominated things here in the second quarter.
East Brunswick hustling back on defense.
This is dangerous.
And she outdid herself on that one.
Yeah.
That was Carrie Webster with the fancy footwork. And they're going to call number 13, Gina Puglisi, for pushing.
And there's another slip, John. So that, yeah, I'll tell you what, that could be a factor in this game. All you have to do is have a, somebody slip and a ball get past them, and then the other team can be on their way.
Well, we've seen a number of players slip down this evening.
That was a great over-the-head kick by Gagno.
Leanne Schwartz fighting away. She still has it, keeping the ball in play.
Good control.
And no one there.
Great play.
Lisa Gagno.
Right, you can see Lisa's individual skills there.
This is Darajo. Takes the shot. A little bit out of her range.
Yeah, Gina comes up on the ball.
And we have about 6 minutes to go here in the second period. We're still scoreless. East Brunswick, Bridgewater East.
That was close to a collision.
She isn't afraid to get in there.
That's the type of defense that you need.
Good pass down the side, but just a bit ahead of Leanne Schwartz.
Great play.
Erica Runyon. And they'll kick it back to Gorney. 5:20 to go.
Something I noticed about the fullbacks, John, is they don't look to just boot the ball up. They look to control it and then move it out of there.
Trying to sneak it through to Lisa Gagno. But the middle has been clogged all evening.
And Bridgewater East. Carrie Webster caught holding on that play, so the Bears will try to push it forward.
It's getting a little crazy out there now.
Well,
Let's go to aggressive play.
yes, it is. Nothing dirty. Substitution. Amy Graff coming back into the game, along with Lynn Bauer.
And Erica Runyon.
Okay, so that's more or less the starters for East Brunswick in the middle. Nice job by Amy Simon and Debbie Kirshner also coming out. All right. Bridgewater East, John's going to get a free kick here.
Their first real opportunity of the second period. Down to 2:42.
You notice how they're all lined up. Well, you can't see it on your screen, but all the players are lined up in a single row.
Shot over the goal. So East Brunswick dodges a bullet. We're down to 2:25 here in the second period. And a scoreless game thus far. Two excellent teams fighting it out here at J. Doyle Field.
And a lead for Swartz.
Nice move, Leanne Swartz. Keeping it in. Here's the shot. Looking for Gagno across in the middle.
Lisa's still up with it.
Ball's still around. Schwartz again just could not get a foot on it. A clean foot.
Nice play by Leon Swartz. Maintain control of that ball.
So where East may have had the edge the first period, I think it's turned around in this period, Jim.
Absolutely. And it could be that Lucosa is substituting a little bit more freely than Bridgewater East. You have fresh midfielders coming in. They're playing about every 10 minutes or so. And that gives East, here's a chance here, John.
Shot across, looking for Swartz. Ball is cleared out.
White ball.
Down to 36 seconds.
Oh, here's a chance.
Here's an opportunity for the Bears. Gina Puglisi, I believe, trip. Again, footing playing a big part. Down to 10 seconds. I think it's just a matter of time, though, Jim, before one of those drops in.
Possible.
And that should do it for the second period. So the Lady Bears and Bridgewater East go in at halftime scoreless.
And it's kind of like what we expected. We said it was going to be an even game, and it certainly has. And in the scoring respect, no one has been able to get on the board yet, although East Brunswick did have 4 fairly good chances in the second period. Now they have 6 shots on goal, according to my statistics, and Bridgewater East had 3 the first period and none in that second quarter. So I agree with you, John. I think it's a matter of time before they're able to punch home a goal.
All right, and we'll be back with the start of the third period in just a moment. All right, Jim, we're ready to get underway here with the third period. No score.
But a very interesting game, John.
Well, we'll see if Lucosa's made any adjustments. I don't really think he needs to. And I think, as you said, it's going to come on a break.
Really?
Anyway, the Bears start off the third period.
I would look for the Bears probably just to get a little more aggressive. Believe it or not, they're playing aggressively already, but maybe taking a few more chances now, because that defense, I don't think that Bridgewater East has as an effective attack as East Brunswick does, and I'm looking to see if Clancy has returned.
There's an opportunity. Leanne Swartz trips, and that footing, Jim, comes up again to haunt East Brunswick.
Right. Okay, she's back in.
Gagno, can she get a foot on it? Nope, the ball scoots away from her.
But now she pushes off.
My sense is, Jim, after one half, is that if there's a weak link in the East, on the East team, I think it's in that defense. And East Brunswick surely has penetrated that defense, but just has not been able to get a really hard, clean shot on the ball.
Right.
And we'll see if conditioning comes into play here.
And Webster made a nice play there. She shows me a little bit of something there.
Good hustle by Gina Puglisi. And they're going to call in Bauer for push. Does go to show you what a 10 or 15-minute break on a cool evening can do to rhythm and timing.
Yes. It's going to take a couple minutes for him to get it back. And it's starting to get colder.
Blazer will come out and take this one. Gina Puglisi with the shot. Over the goal. It
Very
didn't
nice
miss by
shot.
much, Jim.
I thought it was going to take a dive at the last moment and go in. But an excellent shot. And the Bears are knocking on the door now.
That brings a rise to the crowd.
And as we thought, there are a few more people here than there were at the start of the game. Oh, here's a chance.
Here's a shot, Lisa Schwartz. A nice save by Blazer.
Great shot, too. Great shot.
Leanne Schwartz, I'm sorry, I called her Lisa. So within a minute, East Brunswick, 2 good shots on goal. Here's Gina Puglisi again.
She's looking for the center.
She takes the shot, and Blazer comes up with a fine save.
So all of a sudden, the Bears are on the attack now.
We have no score. It's 0-0. East Brunswick and Bridgewater East. 15:33 to go in the third period.
Here's Gagno.
Unable to get a little deflection. But the crowd is now into it. They sense that a change of momentum here. The Bears starting to put it together.
Here's Amy Graff.
Looking inside. That's Schwartz. Takes the shot.
And in the space of 2 minutes, the Bears got off 5 shots.
And Schwartz again centers it. That's Gagno. Puglisi.
And that was a set play, John. Gagno just looking to edge the ball over to Gina. Just missed it.
Gina just shielded by the East player, where she had that left corner of the goal.
One thing you have to watch, you know, you can get so eager now. trying to push it forward, they get caught up front. So the Bears have to be cautious on defense a little bit.
Lori Feller. And Lori just ran over the East player.
Yeah.
That was Sarah Gorno, number 15, who was taken head over heels by Lori Feller.
And then the Bears are going to advance it up now.
He's trying to get on track. Gina Puglisi, nice pass to Amy Graff. Back to Puglisi, and Gagno's by herself in the center there.
There she
wasn't able to get through, but Schwartz's shot, no, off the pole. I don't know how much closer you can get, Jim.
That was a great play. We watched this give and go from Graff to Puglisi, and then Gina coming down on the left side, saw Leon Schwartz in the middle.
Leanne. It's cold.
Yep.
Again, the Bears on the attack. And so far, this third period's been played in the east end of the field.
And that ought to be a corner kick.
It will be. And the Bears come away empty. Gorney will take it.
That's one of the few times she's made a save.
Well, the Bears have put the heat on this period. They have yet to come up with a goal, but it seems only to be a matter of time. And Bridgewater East appears to be lethargic out here this third period, Jim.
Well, maybe conditioning. You would think that both clubs are at top condition, but I have to tell you that East Brunswick is the team that's coming to the ball quicker. They're certainly more aggressive on offense. And it looks like the Bears are ready to do a little substituting.
And of course, if it stays scoreless, we'll go into overtime.
Right. Seems to be this is the strategy that Lucosa employs. Especially in the midfield, he has a set three that he uses, and of course Amy Graff is in the middle. And now, well, here comes a chance.
Good pass. No call.
Leanne Schwartz.
Here we go to Gagno. Gagno puts it back out to Darajo. And the ball gets by Schwartz. But East Brunswick will have it for the throw-in.
And East Brunswick will now substitute. Amy Simon coming in. Lori Kamado. Number 16, Erica Runyon, who started. So Graff will take a rest.
We're down to 8:20 to go, third period, no score.
Lynn Bauer also sits down for a moment.
Here's a lead pass, Gagno, Blazer. Blazer comes out and picks it off.
And there's that good team play.
Boy, you can't say enough about that East Brunswick defense.
Right.
Anchored by Lori Feller in the middle.
Hard shot there.
That's Clancy, Jim. She's back in.
Yes, yep, we noted that. Debbie Kirshner is playing very aggressively.
Debbie, number 22. Oh, a little
And
push there.
The official did not see that.
Gorney will take it. And he's starting to come alive a little bit here in the third period with 6:25 to go.
And he's setting up, trying to get a shot here. It's a center. And Gorney comes out to meet it, John.
And you have to be a little worried about coming out on a ball tonight. That ball is very wet. The footing is treacherous. So it's not an easy play for the goalie to come out as Gorney did.
There's another player that slipped.
Chris Manuel trying to get that ball through for the Bears. Clancy showing good footwork for East.
Great play by...
Shot, and Gorney makes the save.
Well, I thought that Lori Feller was able to fade that away, but Bridge able to get off a shot. And Leanne
Nice
gets by.
play by Leanne Schwartz. She's looking, goes to the outside, shot. Blocked by East player, stepping in between. And they're gonna call a trip on number 22, Debbie Kirshner.
But you can't fault her for that. She saw that she had an opportunity to get to the ball faster and literally just kick dove. Kick dove.
Temperature is starting to get to us now.
That's a variation on Webster. And free kick here for Bridgewater East.
So they have an opportunity. 3:55 to go in the third period. We're still waiting for the first goal of the evening. And the official will make a move it back. So that East Brunswick defense coming up and providing that stiff resistance.
Right.
And some more substitutions for the Bears.
And the 3 midfielders back in for East Brunswick.
That's Bauer, Greff, and Darajo. Clock is running. We're down to 2:40 in the third period. Chris Manuel on defense, trying to disrupt the rhythm. Here's a shot. Gorney, again, a fine save.
Right, she was right on it. Look at Lisa dribble.
Looking for Gina on the outside. She's got her. Gina will try to settle things down a little bit. Crosses it into the center.
Great pass.
Inside of 2 minutes.
Well, Lauren had just a bit of a problem just controlling that pass, but that was a nice one.
Good defense by Lynn Bauer, number 10. Staying right on Clancy there. And we move to under a minute now in the third period.
And I think a little bit of an injury. Yeah. I think Katie Gilliland probably took a shot in the stomach there.
Ten seconds left now in the period. Push from behind.
That'll do it, John.
Yeah, and that should be it for the third period here at J. Doyle Field. And we remain scoreless. The Bears and Bridgewater East.
Well, there's no doubt that the Bears really had the edge in territorial play that time. Getting off, I have 7 shots, and most of those were in the space of about 3 or 4 minutes. One time there, Leanne Schwartz had a shot that just, I think it hit the edge of the post.
Went right off the
Pounded
left
out.
post.
Right. I'd also give credit to that goaltender, Jenny Blazer. She's been on the spot.
She's been there when they needed her and playing excellent defense.
Right. And I guess the Bears ought to continue the same strategy of pushing it up. Seems like they slowed down there a little towards the end of the third quarter. John, is there anything we can do to keep you warm?
Oh.
It's very unusual for this time of year, obviously, to have, but it's cooled off considerably here. Well, even the substitutes on the sidelines are draped with blankets. The hot chocolate is being sold at the stands tonight. And we're in our midwinter gear here.
You are.
I brought the parka out early.
Jim, there's there's not much more you can say about this East Brunswick team, quite honestly. And yeah, we're somewhat biased, obviously, but I think we're fair and objective when we need to be. And I think when you look at this team on the field and the quality and depth that they bring out on that field, you have to be impressed.
Right. I'm very impressed by the quality on the team, and they continue to bring them up. Lou Cosa is an excellent motivator and very good technician also. If he sees something weak in the opponent's defense, he'll try to exploit it.
All right, the crowd's getting into it as we start the last 20 minutes. No score. Banging their feet, clapping their hands. And these ladies deserve that type of support. I think one will do it tonight, Jim. So we'll see what the fourth quarter has in store for the Lady Bears. They've come into this game 6-1. Bridgewater East 7-1. Two of the premier teams in the state. Could they meet again, Jim?
No, that's unlikely. As a matter of fact, it will not happen because Bridgewater East is a Group 3 team and East Brunswick is a Group 4 team.
Shot over goal.
It's a good shot. And obviously, with Bridgewater East being located in Somerset County, they wouldn't meet in any conference or county championship. So this is it.
Gorney will field it. And it looks like East has turned up the heat a little bit in terms of their offense. Gina Puglisi trying to get something going here.
Call handball on that one? I guess not.
Great play by Debbie Kirshner.
Yeah, she's been all over the field tonight. She's really running around, throwing her body at the ball.
And that's one of the amazing things. Lou Cosa does not lose anything by making those substitutions that he makes. All his players are well schooled in the fundamentals and are very aggressive players. All right, a throw in for East.
Bridgewater East's defense has stiffened up.
Gorney once again.
That's Lisa.
Lisa Gagno to Puglisi. It's going to be a foot race to the ball, and it'll go out.
And that was an ill-advised push on the part of Gina. She probably would have done well to just control the ball and just wait for some of her strikers to come back.
All right, let's see what type of pressure the Bears can bring to bear. Pardon the pun.
Crunch.
Debbie Kirshner. A little more than 16 minutes remain in the fourth period. Looked like a push there. And Lori Feller. Again, excellent defense. Nice pass.
And Gina has it by herself. Interesting that DiHarajo has been moved to the midfield, and Puglisi, who was a midfielder, is now on the front line, along with Leanne Swartz and Lisa Gagno.
Well, I have to say this, East has come out quite hungry in this fourth period.
Well,
After a very lethargic third period.
It's been an interesting ebb and flow.
It's not unlike a good championship fight.
Right. That's quite correct. Bridgewater East started out strong, and then the Bears came on to control the second and third periods, and now seems like Bridgewater East is putting on a little bit of a charge.
Oh, Lori Feller got hit right in the stomach. I believe that's Lori. But she's up, she's tough. And they can't afford to lose her in the middle.
She's the anchor.
I don't know why the clock isn't moving.
Well, on an injury, they'll stop it.
Oh, okay. Until the ball's kicked. Shot. Goes wide.
And that's a goal kick.
And we're down to 4:15 in the game. No score.
I'm not quite sure, John, how the overtime situation works. I seem to remember that there are 2 5-minute periods, perhaps.
I think so, Jim. I don't recall offhand, tell you the truth.
It's not sudden death.
Bears just missing on their passes now.
Right. Okay. DiHarajo on the throw-in. There's the East Brunswick defense, John.
Once again. Really, Jim, both of these teams should be applauded. Good footwork.
That's Webster.
And Webster's taken down
She goes down.
by
Nope.
Chris Manuel.
No call. Whoa. It's getting a little physical out there again.
We're getting down to crunch time. A little over 11 minutes left in the game.
Here comes the chance.
Leanne Schwartz. She's got Puglisi in the middle. She's going to take it.
Take it herself.
Shot over the goal.
Little high. Good choice. Seems like everybody tonight coming down the right side or the left side has been centering the ball, and Leanne decides to just take it right in herself. Had everybody fooled for a moment except the goaltender.
East Brunswick crowd getting that foot action going in terms of the rumble of the stands. Well, maybe that'll wake up the Bears.
Right.
They were kind of lethargic here.
Oh, here's a...
There we go, Leanne Schwartz. Shot just wide of the goal.
And that has been the East Brunswick story tonight. They seem to bunch their shots together. There's that rumbling noise again.
It's not the train coming through. I think the next one will be a charmer, Jim. Next clean shot for the Bears will be in the net. That's my prediction.
Okay.
Poor pass. But stolen back.
Feller with her, though. Great.
Nice play again. My God, what can you say about this girl? How many times has she done that tonight?
All right, she doesn't panic.
Excellent speed, very deceptive speed. That shot will go out of bounds. Goal kick for the Bears. .9:30 to go in the game. Fourth quarter. No score. Bridgewater East and the Bears.
This is dangerous here. And it's a free kick for Bridgewater East.
And they try to catch East Brunswick off guard.
They're not out of the woods yet here. And are they going to call a handball?
Nope, they're consistent anyway.
Here comes another free kick.
East Brunswick better turn around. It's going to be Webster.
She's got a good foot.
She lifts it up and over the goal. So a wasted opportunity. And Lou Cosa, I see him on the sideline. He breathes a sigh of relief. 8:30 to go in the game. Leanne Schwartz sends it down to Durajo. And good defensive play. Clancy.
Here comes the throw in to Kirshner.
She's hung in there. I was wrong, Jim.
Well, that was a weak shot at best.
Bears still maintain control. Schwartz.
There's the center to Gagno.
Gagno looking for Puglisi. Here it is.
Yes.
And they're going to call offside. Definitely.
That was apparent. That was obvious. And, you know, this is the fourth quarter. It's about 7.5 minutes left to go, and perhaps fatigue is taking its toll. And maybe earlier in the game, Gina would have had enough strength to just get back. But everything is going very quick now.
Schwartz. Hanging tough. She still has it.
She's by her.
Nice feed, shot.
It's Kirshner.
Kirshner not able to get enough on it. .635 to go in the game. And these ladies have played their hearts out.
Well, there's a lot of pride at stake here. These are certainly two best teams in Central New Jersey.
And let's face it, most teams come in, they want to beat East Brunswick. That's a nice feather in their cap.
A feather, it's a plume. You beat East Brunswick, you've done, you know, you've done a job. And the Bears still hustling.
Oh, bad pass.
Yeah. And a substitute.
Is that a pad that young lady's wearing here?
I can't tell.
Number 19 or?
Yeah, that's a thigh pad.
.5:15, clock is moving. Debbie Kirshner.
Well, unofficially, the Bears out shooting Bridgewater East 16-4, but it's been, as we mentioned, a game of spurts. The Bears would put pressure on, then Bridgewater East would go at it. Right now, it seems to be about even on an even keel.
Amy Gorney comes out to pick that one up, way out of the goal area. Here we go, possibly. Leanne Schwartz. .350 to go in the game.
Regulation time, John.
Yeah, that's true.
And Lynn Bauer caught for a little push.
East Brunswick will have it. See if they can get something going here down the side. Clancy will send it back to Blazer. .250.
Nice foot.
Good pass. Darajo now looking.
Well, no one was there. And that's the sophomore inexperience. She'll know that the next time, when she gets to play with these players a lot more, she'll know to be looking before she passes.
And she lost control there. It's tough. Fatigue is setting in, obviously. It's been a tense game.
Right. And, you know, with a 0-0 score, it would, I guess, be difficult for to convince anybody that this has been an entertaining game so far, but it really has. The play has just been exceptional. And it should be East Brunswick ball here.
With 1:43 to go in regulation.
There's a quick throw in.
Darajo looking across. Puglisi can't come up with it. Amy Graff trying to keep it in play down at the east end of the field. Sure Lou wants one more run at it.
Bears free kick. Nice foot. Here's a shot.
Gagno, Puglisi, off the bar!
Still alive. Oh, I guess not. No, okay, it hit the goaltender's hands, bounced off the bar, so East Brunswick will get a corner kick, and the clock is running.
42 seconds.
East Brunswick looking to hurry up and get this shot off. Clock does not stop.
Down to 30 seconds. Gina Puglisi trying, can't do it. Shot across, off the bar again, in, yes!
Oh, no, no goal. It's going to be another corner kick. Same situation. It bounced off the goaltenders, and the clock is running again.
15 seconds. One official called it good.
Well,
9.
Here we go.
Blazer comes out. Gina Puglisi tries, can't get it in. Blazer knocks it away. And that's it in regulation.
Boy, Gina almost got off a great shot there. Well, she did get off a great shot. It just didn't go in, but that was a fine effort by the Bears in the end.
And what a fine way to end regulation. We'll be back in a moment for the overtime period. All right, Jim, we're ready for our first 10-minute period of overtime.
And that's what it is, 10 minutes overtime. And as we were told, regardless of what the score is, in other words, if either team scores in the first 10-minute overtime, they will play a second overtime.
Which to me, and a little editorializing here, is ridiculous. If a team takes the lead in that first 10 minutes, that should be it.
Well, I think the reason for that is if playing conditions are a consideration. If one part of the field is more hazardous than another, each team gets an opportunity.
Well, that should be a discretion call by the officials.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're underway. We're in overtime. 0-0, East Brunswick and Bridgewater East. On a very chilly evening.
Blue ball. Referee called it, much to the fans' disagreement.
So it looks like the start of what we saw in the fourth period with Bridgewater East coming down heavy on offense. And if there's no score after 2 overtime periods, it will go into the record books as a tie, I believe. Right, Jim?
It would, yes.
No longer do they use the corner kick.
I'll tell you, if there's a comment to be made about overtime, it's that an overtime period lasts as long as a quarter.
Here we go, Gina Puglisi. She's tripped.
No call. No call. It's...
No, I think they did call it.
They did call it. Okay, we have a free kick here. I thought there was no call. At least the front official did not make it.
Amy Graff, ball is blocked.
And that is out and is a corner. So East Brunswick will set up here. Graff will take the kick, John.
All right, let's see if East Brunswick can take advantage of this opportunity. Graff. And it's on the outside of the goal. Clock is running.
And East Brunswick very confident on defense.
Lisa Gagno trying to get it out to Leanne Schwartz. She does. Schwartz will take it down towards the corner.
And that's her speed there.
Into the middle for Gina Puglisi. Gina's shot, yes! Gina Puglisi on the feed from Gagno.
Right, and that was good heads-up play by Gina, using her body to just ward off the defender there. And as we thought, a loose ball would be all that was necessary. And Coach Lou Cosa looks up to the sky as if to, in a way of thanks. Big goal, needless to say.
So after some 83 minutes of play, East Brunswick gets on the board.
Right, and the game is not over. Great play. Well, sooner or later, something was about to happen. We know that the Bears were getting a number of chances.
This is Webster, she's coming right down.
All right.
Lori Feller in the middle.
And of course, the complexion of this game is going to change tremendously. You're going to find Bridgewater East taking more chances. And this is how East Brunswick is able to take advantage of other teams. They look for that, and then when you find that the other team, the opposition, is pushing it forward, they'll just throw it down, and Lisa Gagno or whoever is on the front line will just take right off with it.
Again, we're in our first overtime period. East Brunswick has just scored. Gina Puglisi with the goal. And East Brunswick's on top 1-0 over Bridgewater East.
And Leon has patented that kick. Here we go. And the official calls offside. Those offsides are awful hard for the fan to watch, because they're at an angle and it really does not seem like the player's in front, but they are.
And has that goal brought East Brunswick to life?
There's
Debbie Kirshner.
Yep. She's hustling.
No trip call. The Bears. Here comes Gagno.
There's in the middle. And
then call offside against the Bears.
Gagno just a little too aggressive.
Lauren Darajo.
Not about to take that.
Here's Schwartz again.
She's through.
Centering Gagno. Back out now. They'll set it to Bauer. Bauer unable to control it. Puglisi back to Bauer. And Blazer will have to come in and put an end to that threat. .340 to go in this first overtime period. Lady Bears on top, 1-0. I'm John Meggiolaro, and I'm being joined by Jim Allinder, and we've seen some game tonight.
Nice play. Good solid defense there. And Bridgewater East probably going to get a little desperate here.
Here's Webster with the shot. And just over the goal.
And that was close. She gets up a little slow, John, but probably more than fatigue than anything else.
.218 to go in the overtime period. Again, good defense, Debbie Kirshner.
Good play by Graf.
Shot. Fine play by Gorney.
Very nice. And Bridgewater East will get a corner.
Deflect that ball away from the goal.
Right, that's one of the few times tonight that the East Brunswick defense has allowed Bridgewater East to get a shot from the middle of the field. And Gorney had to come up with a big save.
Down to 120 in this first overtime period. Corner kick for Bridgewater East. Ball goes by the goal.
Squirts through.
Still East ball. Inside a minute now.
Good hustle.
Leanne Schwartz feeding it to Forgano. But Puglisi's there to pick it up.
A little too long.
25 seconds to go.
And Lisa looks a little fatigued.
It's understandable.
I'd be interested to know if this is the first game that she hasn't scored in.
And that should do it for this first overtime period. East Brunswick jumps out into the lead, though, 1-0. And we have 10 minutes left.
Right.
Now you play D, Jim.
Exactly. That's the whole name of the game right now. Although I would say East Brunswick will probably still be looking for their opportunities. You know, all they need to do is catch Bridgewater East up a little too close, and it's off to the races. Fine, outstanding play tonight by a number of players. I can think of Lori Feller as being the standout on defense. Amy Graf seems to have really come to play tonight in the midfield area. And of course, you can't take anything away from Gina Puglisi, who grabbed a hold of that opportunity in front of the net and punched it in.
Well, you can go right down the, the lineup. Darajo, Leanne Schwartz has been outstanding. Erica Runyon, Lynn Bauer. You mentioned Amy Graf, Chris Manuel, and Debbie Kirshner on defense.
That's right, Debbie Kirshner. Nice job tonight by her.
And we hope we didn't miss anyone. It's been that kind of team effort.
It really was, and that's the whole secret to the East Brunswick success, playing as a team. What I noted as far as advancing that ball down to get the shot that scored the go-ahead goal was that there was a lot of give and go. It seems like the players on the front line know where each other is. And that's what enables the teamwork to take hold and catch the defense off guard, getting that open shot.
Okay, you see Lou Cosa now talking with his team. It's a different strategy now, on top 1-0 with only 10 minutes to go. As we move into our second overtime period. And he's just telling them that keep the ball out, kick it out, whatever you have to do. Let's play defense, and if we get that opportunity, let's take it to the net. And Jim, surprisingly, the crowd has stayed.
You're surprised because it's cold.
It's cold. And I'll tell you one thing, you wouldn't find me sitting on those aluminum benches on a night like tonight. As we said at the outset of the game, these ladies deserve this kind of support.
They really do. Just a fine program.
Well, we said it was going to be everything you wanted and more, and it has been. And excellent soccer.
Right, this is not typical to have a night game for girls, or boys soccer for that matter. There's been a number of them, but if you get the opportunity to come out and support the boys and girls teams, please do, because they really do put on a good show, and I can guarantee you that when the GMC tournament starts and also when the state playoffs tournament start, both teams will qualify undoubtedly, and they're going to be making a good go for it.
Lori Feller again on defense. Leanne Schwartz. Boy, has she been steady tonight. Here's Gina Puglisi, who scored in that first overtime period.
And now, time is very precious for Bridgewater East.
And East Brunswick will be content to just kick the ball out of bounds. Although you cannot take Bridgewater East lightly. 7-1 record says something about them.
That's right.
Here's Bauer. Good feed.
Great pass.
And Gagno bounces off Blazer.
And that's a little collision there, but
that's more than a little collision when you run into Blazer.
But it was not intentional.
She looks bigger than you and I, Jim. 8:25 to go. This, the final overtime period. The Lady Bears on top, 1-0. Looking to increase their record to 7-1 and hand Bridgewater East their second defeat. Jim, I think we're starting to see the first signs of the conditioning.
Yeah.
East has not been able to rebound as quick. Here's Blazer. She comes out, the Bulls. They're gonna call a foul.
Well, it's called dangerous play on East Brunswick.
Gagno, and she ran into Blazer. Blazer's hurt, holding her hand, I believe.
And I'm not sure that I agree with that call. They were both coming at the same time.
And the goalie came way out for the ball.
And I'm surprised that the clock continues to run on this because, yeah, the clock should be stopped. Okay.
And they're going to wait 10 seconds before they start the clock up again, even though they'll start play. And the clock starts up.
Crowd not aware that the timekeeper was just counting off 10 seconds before commencing with the clock again, resuming clock.
And despite the score, the Bears continue to put pressure on East. Down to 6:15 in the game. We've gone to a second overtime. Bears on top, 1-0.
Nice play by Lori Feller.
.5:20 to go, second overtime.
Okay.
The East Brunswick player is down.
Right.
Shot by Puglisi just wide of the goal.
That's Leanne Swartz down. And the clock will stop.
5:10 showing on the clock. Leanne is down.
And she's not moving.
Coach Cosa's out with Phil Hostler. Some of Leanne's teammates looking on. Jim, while we have a moment, in terms of the GMC Red Division and the qualifications for getting into the tournament.
Ah, yeah, you caught me on that one, John. There is usually a date cutoff for qualifying, and then at that point, you have to have a 500 or better record. For East Brunswick, obviously, that's not going to be a problem, so they're going to be qualifying. And at that point, they'll take a look at the records of the teams, and they will seed them. And for instance, if there's perhaps 8 teams in Central Jersey Group 4 that qualify for the playoffs, they'll take a look at the records and they'll seed them 1 through 8, and then 1 will play 8, 2, 7, and vice versa. And from that will emerge a sectional champion, Central Jersey, and then there are 4 sections in New Jersey: Central, South, North A, and North B. And then I don't know how it's going to work this year, but let's just say Central plays the South and North A plays North B, and the winners of those two, which is how it happened last year, that East Brunswick wound up playing Westfield in the state Group 4 final. Now, they don't have an all-groups final, and there are 4 groups,
right?
Group 4 being the largest. So that's how the playoffs are going to evolve this year. And before that, though, there's going to be the GMC tournament, which East Brunswick has won the last couple of years running, I believe, as the boys have. And I believe there are 16 teams eligible for that tournament. I might be wrong on that. There may not be that many teams in the GMC playing soccer. But they will seed those teams and they'll have the same sort of tournament. So it's a good opportunity. It looks like we're seeing the cart being rolled out here. They're not going to take any chance with Leanne walking. It probably is an injured leg of some sort. And you can see the moisture sort of glistening off the field there. So it is very wet. And you wonder what this sort of pause does to the momentum.
And Leanne is placed in the golf cart and will be taken off by Phil Hostler into the trainer's room. And so we'll resume play shortly with 5:10 to go here in the second overtime period. The Bears against Bridgewater East, and the Bears on top 1-0. The score coming in the first overtime period on a goal by Gina Puglisi. And East Brunswick now just trying to keep East away from their end of the field for the next 5 minutes and 10 seconds.
And this will be a very satisfying victory if the Bears can hold on. And if I remember correctly, I think East Brunswick won 1-0 over Bridgewater East last year at up in Somerset County.
And play resumes. And we hope nothing serious has happened to Leanne Swartz. Good play by the Bears. And a good defense by Clancy to shut him down.
Lead pass, but Amy Gorney's there.
4:15 to go. And I, for one, will be glad to see this game come to an end.
And I was looking at the East Brunswick attack, and apparently Cosa has decided to just not bring another forward in to replace Leanne Swartz, but to keep 4 and 4, 4 midfielders and 4 backliners. A little dangerous situation.
Close call there, but Amy Graff is able to get it out.
Good clearing.
Lynn Bauer. 3:20 left on the clock.
Quick throw into Amy Graff.
I believe he called white.
Well.
Lisa Gagno looking for Puglisi in the middle.
Good
Gina
steal.
gets it. Cross, and Blazer makes a nice stop.
And Gina got off a nice shot.
2:35 left in the game. Bears on top, 1-0.
Chris Manuel right there.
Two minutes. That could seem like an eternity.
Right.
And Amy Gorney will pick it up.
Getting very emotional over there on the Bridgewater side.
And Jim, I can only recall one real hard shot at Amy Gorney tonight.
Right. That one time in the middle there.
Yeah. And that was in the first overtime period.
And we're down to under a minute and a half, John. Setting it up for Clancy.
And it goes wide of the goal.
And East Brunswick will take its time.
Inside 1 minute to go. This will be a satisfying win for the Lady Bears. They've played hard, as has Bridgewater East. But after a game like Westfield, where you come up short, this will be most welcomed. 40 seconds. They're still not out of this yet. Good play by Gina Puglisi. 25 seconds. Lisa Gagno with a fine defensive play. Gina still has it.
And it's a foot race.
And a trip will be called with 15 seconds.
And there comes the clock, continues to run.
And now we'll have the clock stop with 10 seconds left as an injured Bridgewater East player is down on the ground.
Phil Hostler has had his work cut out for him this evening, covering for both sides. And East Brunswick, I think, can claim victory. I don't think it's I don't think Bridgewater East is going to be able to get down to the other side of the net in 10 seconds. So a well-played game tonight.
Jim, it was exciting from the start. Two quality teams slugging it out. And it came down the way it should come down, to a 1-0 double overtime victory for the Bears. We still have 10 seconds left, but I think it's moot at this point. And the player is up for Bridgewater East. And a good show of sportsmanship by Gina Puglisi going over to check on the injured player. And so we'll count off the last 10 seconds as soon as we get the official's whistle. And the Bears will go on to improve their record to 7-1. Bridgewater East will have their record fall to 7-2. Here we go. That's it. Here at East Brunswick's J. Doyle Field, the Bears with a 1-0 victory over Bridgewater East. And it took 2 overtime periods to secure the win.
Was never in doubt, right, John? Oh, boy. Well, there you can see the East Brunswick team congratulating each other on a fine win, and a fine win it was, because it took just the best effort they could deliver to be able to overcome this Bridgewater East team. And we said from the top it was going to be a close game. Neither team really being able to get the edge on the other, although East Brunswick for a couple of times was able to notch a little bit of momentum, but it took that one goal by Gina Puglisi in the first overtime to notch the win.
So from J. Doyle Field, we say goodnight, where the Bears have defeated Bridgewater East 1-0 to improve their record to 7-1. So for Jim Allinder, I'm John Meggiolaro saying goodnight and thanks for being with us.